3, 2, 1. Show me the money. No, come on. Louder, Jerry. Come on, you got to show me your minute. Show me the money! Congratulations. You're still my agent. Welcome to Elk Radio. This is Ian Kebblewhite. Today's going to be a short show. We're going to talk about our Elk App. Our Elk App is so important. And the Elk App is what you're a member of. So our Elk App is the single most powerful money, power, and financial tool that working Australians can have. It is so important that as a working Australian household and as a business, you get access to and you use and get the full features and the full value from our Elk App. Because, well, why? Well, on that same wording, what's the single most important issue to you right now? You think about it. Times are tough now. It's the toughest it's ever been in a long time. So, not the toughest it's ever been in a long time because it can't be the toughest it's ever been in a long time. It's the toughest it's been in a long time. Let's get it right in. Got a bit excited there, didn't I? So it's the toughest it's been in a long time, at least in this decade, and perhaps since the 1950s. So in that period of time, it hasn't been tougher for Australian households and businesses. So what is the single most important issue to you right now? Is it financial? And is it just finding the money or having the money to put on the table to feed your family, feed your children? Is it as tough as that? Is it tougher? Is it being able to have accommodation, a place to live? Now, across Australia, I'm sure that's the case. Perhaps in our Elk membership, it's not as dire as that. That's for sure. But it may be. There might be, across our 4,000 plus members in our Elk app, that kind of experience. And that's tough. It's sad. And that's what our Elk app is about. It's about no matter what your need is, no matter what your issue is, how can we help? And where do you start? So without the Elk app, let me ask you this. Question 1. What is the single most important financial issue to you right now? Whatever that is. Question 2 is, where do you start to try and fix it? And that's just as hard. Because maybe you don't know where to start. Maybe it's the banks. Good luck with that. There's nothing wrong with the banks, but you should not deal with them directly. And when I say there's nothing wrong with them, well, that's on a top level. If you look close, there's plenty wrong. There's plenty wrong with our Australian financial system and the Australian economy and how it's operated. And there's plenty more I've got to say on that. But this is a short show about our Elk app. So what is the single most important financial issue to you right now? Is it accommodation, having a place to live, keeping a roof over you and your family's head, so paying the rent, paying your mortgage, if not now, at some point in the next few months? And what happens if you can't? How do you manage that? What happens if JobKeeper and other entitlements stop? What happens if the banks are under that much pressure that they can't continue to support mortgage deferral rates? Because at the end of the day, they're a economic beast, a commercial animal, a monster. And they've got to serve themselves at some point. So that's got to be something to be concerned about. So what is the single most financial issue facing you right now? If it's that kind of situation, that's dire. If it's just not knowing what to do, if it's the fact you're stuck in limbo, if it's the fact that your income's dropped, if it's the fact that tax, mortgage, and retirement are the biggest issues facing Australian households, if it's the fact that people spend all that they earn, and it's even more of an issue now because people earn less and their expenses don't decrease, then if it's the fact that consumer credit is one of the biggest and most evil types of things that are out there, such as expensive credit card debt, then they're issues that are very real. But at the moment, our Elk member relations, so the members of our Elk member relations team, are currently contacting all our Elk members. And it goes a bit like this. Calling from Elk, calling about the Elk app, which, subject to a recent media release, or as part of a recent media release, is the single most powerful money, power and financial tool that every Australian household should have. Every Australian business should have. Why? Because we help you with your single most important financial issue. And we go deeper than that by knowing immediately where to start, what to do, how to do it. Why? Because this is what we do. This is our expertise. We help you with your universe of needs. Our goal, our objective, our why is to show you the money, to give you the money power, to change your life to make you better off, to get you saying to me, to us, I love numbers and numbers love me. That's our why. And how do you get that? At your fingertips through our Elk app. So please, when we call, when Luke, who's head of that unit of our business, that really important member relations unit, gives you a call, it's all about concerning ourselves with you and how we can help. There are certainly people that are less affected than those that are adversely affected. There's a spectrum here. So there's people that may be in a stronger position because their business has become of a greater demand, or they've just gone through this unscathed. So people like that perhaps may be looking at opportunities or not know where to start. There are others that may just have an indifferent type of situation where nothing's really changed other than more time on their hands. But what are you doing? How are you getting ahead? How are you continually fixing the issues that don't go away once COVID either gets under control, we learn to live with it, and the economy, which is going in a downward direction, is going to continue to for some time. It's going to be a slow burn back. But that's the cycle of economic, well, it's an economic cycle. And there's always an event, a crisis. This one's different to nearly everything we've seen historically. It's like a war, but it's not. It's not a global financial crisis, but it's having massive financial impact. And where this will go, well, guys, where it will go is unknown at this stage because it's how people react. It's what people do. And we've got some crazy world leaders out there. And honestly, for me, this is going to continue to play out for some time because it's certainly not going to be left as, okay, yes, we've dealt with it or got under control. Once people start to get on their feet, once these powerhouses in the world economy start to get on their feet, the ones that perhaps are more effective than others, they're going to be looking for answers. And they may well hold people accountable for costing them trillions and trillions of dollars. That's a harsh reality. This is the world we live in. And as people, we've done a lot to cause ourselves harm historically. And I don't think anything's changed. We're no different to what we were previously. Maybe we've learnt to live with it better and cooperate. But the nationalist type state is coming back to the fore. So people looking after their countries solely and absolutely without or not at the cost of or not having that nationalist type pride or requirement or what's best being affected by the drive and the want for globalization and being part of a global economy. This has contracted us. And so, look, with what I'm saying here, it's not to alarm, but it's to see things for what they are. And I love the fact that when I see, when working late at night, ads come up and talk about how people have been able to find humour and camaraderie and come together through this. It's brilliant because that's human nature. But contrast with human nature is also driven by economic greed and power and all those things that have been played out in the past before. So why I'm saying this is that what we're up for in the economy is very much unknown. It's not going to bounce back. It's going to be a slow burn. We're going to have September come across, well, September's going to be a D-Day of sorts, where there'll be levers that the government have to pull, but there's going to be levers that they're just not capable of pulling. They just can't. It's going to hurt people, but there's going to be others that aren't affected. But through all of this, what can you take control of? What can you do to fix it? So back to my two questions. What's the single most important issue to you right now? Financial or issue? There's one, there's probably two, there's maybe up to 10. And then where do you start? It's just a starting point. What do you do next? So once you've found out where to start, once you've worked out where to start, well, what do you do? How do you do it? And that's what the Elk App's about. We genuinely want to help working Australians in business because we've got the ability, we've got the resources to deep dive, to dive right down to the dark where there's no light, there's those fish that exist, those light bulbs out front that allow us to be able to help you with all your needs, your universe of needs. Because through our Elk App is our Elk Vault. And even before that is our Elk Expense Economics, where we analyze and save you money, analyze your expenses, therefore where you can cut costs, save you money, put money back in your pocket. Into the Elk Vault, which is where all your personal and financial data is able to use as an asset to help save money and do the things you need to do and know what you need to do. Constantly process and work on that data through our Elk Robot, which is processing it. And I know what I want to say, I'm going to hold back on saying that. Just really, really driving so you know real time, instantly, what you should be doing, what your issues are, what it looks like, how we can save you money, how we can give you incremental savings, and what you need to put that to work. And then from there, we've also got our money plan. So our money plan is after 7 quick questions, non-invasive questions. If you give us that information, we can show you a money plan that's going to save you money and put you on the path to what you need to do. And it's going to add value at a minimum. Add value. And I can tell you just every day, any person that talks with Elk, whether it's simply on a coach type approach where they contact us for some coach by Elk, we go, yeah, look, we see that. If you do this, that'll help you here. And they go and do that. And it might be, for example, they're cross-catalyzed with their existing bank, or they don't have an offset account, or the rate's too high, and we go, we'll change that. And they instantly go and do it. And for either no cost, depending on what the situation is, they're better off. And certainly if there ever was a cost for doing business down the track with us as part of a fee for service, as a professional providing advice and services, the benefit would far outweigh that. What I'm saying is, through our Elk App, please get on board, use it for what it's built for, because it will help you have the life you deserve. Engage with it. Allow us to engage with you, because through that and through those questions, we'll better help you with what you need to do, show you the way, and show you the money. Give you that money power and help you take control of everything you can, because no matter what happens that you don't have control of, economic or otherwise, you're in a position to be able to look after yourself, your family, and future-proof yourself. So that means future-proof yourself from today or tomorrow and for any time in the future. It starts with a conversation. So please, guys, let us reach out to you, reach out to us, use our Coach by Elk expertise and allow us to show you what we can do for you. Thank you very much for your time.